That's better. Are we ready to rock and roll? Hey, everybody, Economic Ninja here. I hope you're doing great. Got 3 stories for you. Want to go over them in rapid fashion, but I think it's very important to bring these to light because it shows you where we're at in the current economic environment. All right. First story. This is out of cryptopolian.com, and it is politician.com, cryptopolitician.com. BRICS finally abandons the USD for global trade settlement. Says the line has been drawn in the sand, and BRICS nations have made a stand that could shake the global financial landscape. The alliance of Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, which make up the BRICS, the formation of the starting of the BRICS, there's tons of other countries behind it, is putting forth an initiative to abandon the US dollar for global trade, opting instead to strengthen their local economies through cross-border transactions using local currencies. All at the exact same time, you hear people like Janet Yellen and Jerome Powell coming out from the Fed and the U.S. Treasury saying, don't worry, we do not see this as an existential threat. No big deal. That's what happens when your empire is collapsing. You're trying to calm the peasants. You don't want anyone riling things up, running over to the other army if they feel that they're going to win, and they're just trying to calm you down. That's what's happening. It says this decision is aimed at keeping their native currencies in control, marks a turning point that could have far-reaching effects. A new era for local currencies in a world previously dominated by the US dollar. The 5 nations comprising BRICS have resolved to embark on a journey of economic independence. Aiming to make businesses boom with their territories, the alliance has recognized that using local currencies for international transactions will not only be faster and smoother, but also more cost-effective. Remember, there's a cost at buying dollars at whatever their exchange rates are, and then dealing with all of those issues, and honestly being available or vulnerable to our country sanctioning them. All right. Again, very, very important to realize what's going on here. Says the goal here is clear: bolster their native currencies and forge a new path that puts their local economies at the forefront of international trade. South African BRICS ambassador Anil Sukal has confirmed the group's intent to deepen the use of local currencies for global trade settlement. But BRICS alliance isn't just looking inward. The group's ambition extends beyond its current members, with an upcoming summit in Johannesburg in August set to discuss the enlargement of the bloc. And that is going to be where I personally believe you're going to see so many of these countries that have applied. They're also going to be there as well, have representatives, and there are going to be countries that are chosen and selected specifically now to officially join BRICS. Right now you have 5 countries, but you've got so many in the pipeline ready to join BRICS, and that is going to be devastating to the US dollar. It says the summit will also be an opportunity for BRICS leaders to meet face-to-face with Indian Prime Minister Modi, confirming his attendance in South Africa, dispelling prior speculation about virtual meetings. On the other hand, Russian leader Vladimir Putin will participate virtually. He's also sending his representative, but I'm not lying. I actually believe I would not hold out. I wouldn't be surprised if Vladimir Putin goes ahead and shows up in person, regardless of the arrest warrant, the international arrest warrant. This move away from the dollar, the US dollar, also comes as a response to pressing sanctions by the US against developing countries as BRICS seeks to end reliance on the greenback. Very, very serious. Remember, as these countries are all buying gold, I buy gold. I vault gold because I'm doing exactly what these countries and these central banks are doing, okay? I want to follow the money. Money is moving into gold. The BRICS alliance has taken a bold step, a step that resonates with a brave and critical outlook on global finance by choosing to forsake the US dollar for global trade settlement. BRICS is laying down a challenge to the established financial system. Could not agree more. Check this out. Next story out of CNN. Customers report missing deposits from Wells Fargo bank account. Who here has had a problem with Wells Fargo type 1? And hashtag Wells Fargo in this movie or video so other people can see it too that have had issues. I mean, we've seen all kinds of crazy things, from them straight up lying and faking accounts to show that they're big boys on the block, to all kinds of other issues. And this is just one. Check this out of Los Angeles. Wells Fargo is dealing with a technical issue that has resulted in customers reporting that their direct deposits had disappeared from their bank accounts. It says on Thursday, a torrent of customers contacted Wells Fargo via Twitter, now officially branded as X, claiming that they could not access money that they had deposited into the bank. One person tweeted that he had been hit with an overdraft fee after money went missing from his account. It was unclear how widespread the problem was Thursday night, but as of Friday, customer complaints about the issue were still being posted on social media, and the bank continued to respond that it was working on a fix. You know, how many times have I talked about why you need to diversify bank accounts? For so many different reasons. Set aside the bail-ins and a total banking collapse, right? Once the government finally figures out, oh my gosh, this is so much bigger than we expected, and we don't have the money to bail out all these banks, or just not even the banks, just the customers, right? To make them good, to make them whole again. It's just smart. I mean, right now, you've seen outages in all kinds of systems, financial systems around the world in the last 3 or 4 years. Why would you be in one bank and be susceptible to this? Oh, all of our ATMs are down in this region. All of our ATMs are down in the country. Sorry, deposits are not showing up. Why wouldn't you have a few different banks and different types of banks, regional banks, credit unions, large international banks? You have different banks for a reason. So if there's a problem, you aren't sitting idle. Your business, your lifestyle can continue moving forward. That's what's scary to me. How many people, I just want to do a couple different monthly statements. It's like in a day and age where everything's electronic, it's like, wake up. People need to wake up and diversify. Diversify. It's the same thing with your bank accounts as it should be with the stock market or any of the other investments. You don't want all of your eggs in one basket because you're going to get bit. And when this event does come, you're not going to want to be in one account only. It says here, a limited number of customers were unable to see their recent deposit transactions on their accounts. The vast majority has been resolved, and the few remaining issues will be resolved soon. We sincerely apologize for any inconvenience. This comes from a Wells Fargo spokesperson. Wells Fargo has yet to say exactly when it expects the issue to be resolved. This isn't the first time Wells Fargo customers have faced this particular technical glitch. In March, Wells Fargo confirmed that some customers' direct deposits were not showing up, but that their accounts continue to be secure. Isn't that interesting? So this isn't the first time this has happened. The bank has also been plagued by scandal in recent years. The company settled with the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau in December, agreeing to pay customers $2 billion in a record $1.7 billion fine for widespread mismanagement over multiple years that harmed over 16 million consumer accounts. Can't you imagine? We all have different bank accounts. I don't bank with Wells, but there's other issues. Bank of America I've seen. I don't bank with Bank of America. Chase, there's all kinds of issues. But it blows my mind that, the media can put out this information and that they still have any customers at all, quite frankly. The Wells Fargo fake account scandal created national firestorm in 2016. In 2020, it settled with the SEC for $3 billion over the fake accounts. Repeat offenders. Absolutely blows my mind. Since then, the bank has also admitted to several other scandals, including in its auto loan business and mortgage businesses. The banks wrongfully repossessed some borrowers' vehicles, improperly charged fees and interest, and failed to refund certain fees. Regulators say Wells Fargo also improperly denied thousands of mortgage loan modifications, causing some customers to lose their homes in wrongful foreclosures. This happened back in 2008. How bad is this situation going to be in the near future, in the next couple of years, as the foreclosure crisis starts to literally explode? Now, let's check this out. Now, this is on the tail of the live stream I did this morning about the jobs report. Now we have reporters filtering through all of the data, and I've wanted to read this because I think this is phenomenal. Inside today's disastrous jobs report, 1 million surge in part-time jobs as full-time jobs crash amid staggering downward revisions. Again, I've been talking about this where they manipulate the data. So you look like, jobless claims are down. Oh, that's good. And you don't realize what's happening. But here's the jobs report. While prevailing post-payroll narrative has focused on the divergence between the soggy headlines payroll print and the stronger than expected hourly earnings and the drop in unemployment rate, it says here, let's take a closer look at the details of today's job report, which reveals just how ugly the reality is behind the budget-busting Bidenomics, how bad it truly is. It says here, let's start with the revisions. Regular readers are aware that earlier this year, we spotted a peculiar trend when it comes to economic data releases by the Biden administration, without fair has been revised lower. It says here, this month was no different. In fact, as shown in charts below, the jobs print from every single month has been revised lower. Why? So that the White House can take credit for a stronger number. These numbers are being so manipulated, it's insane. That's why you always notice the details. The devil is always in the details. Only to quietly revise it lower and 2 months later when nobody is looking. I've been talking about that for months. If you guys remember, can you guys do me a favor? We got 1,600 people on here. If we could get to 1,000 thumbs up like in the next 30 seconds and shock the crap out of the algo, I would really be stoked. Thank you. Here's a chart right here. It says every month has been revised lower, and it has the original numbers that come out from the government, the reversion, and then the reversion. Like they do it a second time, okay? So you look at this chart right here. And this is data going all the way back from here, which was, January. Oh, come on now, Ninja. January of 2023 till now, okay? So you could see the original numbers. This is where it comes out and everything looks great. Then it gets revised down or revised down even more. Here you see it actually, oh wait, it's even better than the original, but then it dropped down even more. The one thing you need to know is that that red line is always less than the blue line. All right, and it's important to understand that. It says, but that's just the start. Next, we turn to the numbers behind the headline job prints, which are actually not that terrible. The monthly non-farm payrolls establishment survey, it says the household survey showed that the number of employed workers actually increased by 268,000 to 161 million. The second month in a row for the household survey. Says so far so good. There's just two problems with this number. First, the birth to death model, which is integrated into the BLS current employment statistics release, which contains the NFPs and which serves as one of the core tweak layers which the BLS uses to adjust the actual raw underlying jobs number and goal seek a desired jobs number. It will not come as any surprise to many that in July, the birth-death adjustment hit the second highest of 2023 at 280,000. In other words, most, if not all job gains were a result of the BLS assuming that newly birthed businesses created at least 280,000 new jobs, a number which is not based at all on observable facts, but is a regression to some historical trend line, which only the BLS is privy to. Unfortunately, it gets much worse, it says, because while the establishment survey only looks at jobs quantitatively, the household survey also looks at the quality of jobs gained or lost. And specifically, it breaks down the jobs into full-time and part-time. This is what I've been saying for a while, where job numbers are not taking into account that so many people are underemployed, and so they have to have 2 or 3 jobs to make ends meet. And then Biden can come out in the White House and say, see, there's more jobs. Like, no, there's more part-time jobs. And that's what people need to realize. That is where this gets really sticky. It says, one look at this month's adjustment, and it's literally a shocker. You will not hear anyone from the Biden administration or associated economist cheerleaders mention this, but the BLS reported that in July, the number of full-time jobs plunged by 585,000 to 134 million. This is the biggest monthly job, biggest monthly drop since the record. Oh, and I lost that last part. My phone's acting up on me. The point being is this. There are so many people that are underemployed. They do not have the money to keep spending into the economy with flat screen TVs, new cars, Gucci handbags, you name it. The Rolex indicator is dropping right now. The diamond indicator is dropping right now. I'll do a video about both of those later. My point being is that the luxury items, the luxury homes are falling, luxury cars are falling, luxury everything's falling. It's going to fall even more. But the next is the middle class, what they normally, their bread and butter, the normal watches, the normal, people aren't even going to wear watches, really. The normal size homes, the normal cars, right? Those are coming down now too. They're just now starting, and you're going to see this cascade over the next couple months. Watch the end of September. It's going to get really interesting. Everybody, thank you so much for watching the Economic Ninja.